a group that historically upheld apartheid and oppressed the country's black majority. This is a genocide, Trump claimed during a press conference at the White House when asked why Afrikaners were being prioritized over refugees from other crises such as famine or war in Africa. His remarks mirrored a conspiracy theory popular in far-right circles and promoted by Elon Musk, who is originally from South Africa. Trump insisted that race was not a factor in the decision.
Why are you creating an expedited path into the country for Afrikaners but not others?
Because they're being killed, and we don't want to see people be killed. It's a genocide that's taking place that you people don't want to write about, but it's a terrible thing that's taking place, and farmers are being killed. They happen to be white, but whether they're white or black makes no difference to me, but white farmers are being brutally killed, and their land is being confiscated in South Africa. And the newspapers and the media, television media, doesn't even talk about it. If it were the other way around, they'd talk about it. That would be the only story they'd talk about. We've essentially extended citizenship to those people to escape from that violence and come here.
He also warned that he would skip the G20 summit in Johannesburg unless South Africa addressed the situation, though the country's leadership was scheduled to visit him the following week. Speaking at a conference in Ivory Coast, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa said he had personally informed Donald Trump during a phone call that the US president had been misled about the situation of white South Africans. Ramaphosa explained that the claims of discrimination stemmed from individuals opposing government policies aimed at addressing the enduring effects of apartheid-era racial disparities. We believe the US government has misunderstood the situation, but we remain open to dialogue, he said. Data cited in the Review of Political Economy highlights the vast economic divide still present in the country. White South Africans, on average, possess 20 times more wealth than their black counterparts. Additionally, unemployment among black South Africans stands at 46.1%, compared to just 9.2% for white citizens. Meanwhile, the Episcopal Church's migration agency has declined a request from the US government to assist in resettling white South African refugees, citing the church's deep-rooted dedication to racial justice and reconciliation. Presiding Bishop Sean Rowe made the announcement today just before the 59 South Africans arrived at Dulles International Airport aboard a private charter flight and were welcomed by government officials. Rather than comply, Episcopal Migration Ministries, EMM, will end its long-standing partnership with the Federal Refugee Resettlement Program, Rowe said. This development follows a policy initiated during Trump's presidency that gave expedited refugee claims to white South Africans based on claims of racial discrimination by their government. EMM, which has participated in federally funded refugee resettlement for decades, was recently approached by government officials requesting help with placing the new arrivals. However, Rose said the church could not support this initiative due to its principles and long-standing relationships in Southern Africa. Given our commitment to racial equity and our historic ties to the Anglican Church of Southern Africa, we cannot support this effort, Rose stated. Therefore, we will conclude our federal refugee resettlement agreements by the end of the current fiscal year. South African officials have strongly denied accusations that white citizens are facing racial persecution. Rowe also expressed concerns about the way in which these refugees were prioritized, stating it was painful to see certain groups fast-tracked, while others, including those who aided the US military in conflict zones or who are fleeing religious persecution, remain in limbo. The church intends to continue supporting immigrants in alternative ways, focusing on those already within the US or those stuck abroad. The decision marks the end of a nearly 40-year collaboration between EMM and the federal government, during which time the ministry helped resettle close to 110,000 refugees from countries such as Myanmar, Congo, and Ukraine. I'm Anthony Davis. You can find me on the 5 Minute News YouTube channel and podcast, on Wednesdays co-hosting Uncovered, and on Sunday on The Weekend Show with Midas Touch.
Love this video? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MidasTouch and help us blow past 1 million followers.